So I just really ease that that step in here, and then that makes it fit a lot better. I'll do that to both sides. Roughed it up with sandpaper in here. Rough it up with sandpaper to get a better bond. So really you just want to get these in here. You want them as far forward as they fit comfortably, because if you're, especially if you're doing the landing gear kit, you want them to be forward. These seem to fit maybe about 1/8 of an inch back from just jamming all the way up against the nose. I'm just gonna really just super glue them in place just to kind of tack them into place. Trying to not to glue them to the profile board. A lot of times I'll use hot melt too for this. Seems to work pretty good. What I'll usually do is drill this mounting hole. Because I want to make sure I would get both sides lined up. What I'm going to do is cut some 1/4 triangular stock out of balsa wood and epoxy it to either side here, so these are really firmly affixed. So, and you can do it any way you want, but I started with a piece of square stock and I just cut it diagonally, so I ended up with 2 triangular pieces. And then you want to round the front of it so it fits better into your fuselage a little bit. So I rounded the front of both sides, and those 2 triangle bits of triangle stock just fit in right on either side. And you don't want them to hang over the back end, because if you do the landing gear kit, we're kind of tight here, but they fit pretty nicely there with a little curvature on them, and I'll just epoxy those in. So I mixed up some 15-a-minute epoxy. We have plenty of glue on the bottom here to fill those gaps. Make sure you clean out your dust before you do this. If you get glue on your hands, don't touch your body, you'll get fingerprints on your body. So get those in so they fit nicely. And I'll just clean, I got a little bit on my hands. I'll just set my profile board in here. Before that epoxy sets up. Okay, I've slipped in my the built-up model that goes with this fuselage, and kind of the same thing. You want to make sure it just fits in there, but we don't want it to distort the fuselage, so you keep your front part fitting well. Looks like I got a little gap in the wing saddles by about a 1/16 of an inch. Make sure you don't have any wires stuck in there. That you can adjust that out, at least if it's not a constant profile, by loosening those screws and rocking your wings. But this one looks pretty constant. It's just a little bit of gap on one side and pretty snug on the other, so that looks pretty good. I'll snap this fuselage. So the best way to put this nose piece on is to get it lined up and then push the nose down, or grab with your fingernails in front and pop it up. Well, that fits perfect. There's no preload on this this system right there where it is. So with not pushing on anything or squeezing anything, I'm going to go ahead and drill this through hole for the mounting screw with an 1/8 inch